Welcome to News with a Punch, where we take the news and give it a little jab of reality. I'm host's name, and today, at 6:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on March 4th, 2025, we're delving into a legal drama that's more intense than any reality TV show. So, the story is about Jay-Z, the iconic rapper and mogul, who's now countersuing an attorney, Tony Buzbee, another lawyer, David Fortney, and their client, Jane Doe, after a sexual assault case against him was dismissed. Let me try to untangle this web. First, last October, Jane Doe accused Jay-Z and Shawn Diddy Combs of raping her when she was 13, back in 2000, at an MTV VMAs afterparty. That's a grave accusation. Fast forward to February 14th, 2025, the case was voluntarily dismissed. So the accusers dropped it, and it can't be refiled. Now Jay-Z is fighting back, claiming that the whole thing was a setup. He's accusing them of malicious prosecution, abuse of process, civil conspiracy, and defamation. Malicious prosecution means they knew their case was bunk and filed it to hurt him. Abuse of process is using the legal system for the wrong reasons, like to extort or bully. Civil conspiracy is when multiple people team up to do something illegal. And defamation is spreading lies that damage his reputation. Jay-Z says the accusations were false and timed to cause him maximum pain, especially around his daughter Blue Ivy's movie premiere last December. He claims he felt like he had a gun to his head, forced to choose between supporting his daughter or hiding from the press. He and Beyoncé ended up attending, but you can imagine the stress. Okay, that's a lot to process. As a common person, I'm trying to make sense of this. Sexual assault is a terrible crime, and false accusations are equally damaging. If Jay-Z is correct, and this was all a scheme to extort him, that's despicable. But if Jane Doe is telling the truth, and she's being silenced, that's also not right. The case was dismissed, which might suggest that there wasn't enough evidence to proceed, or maybe the accusers decided to back down for some reason. Jay-Z's suit claims that Jane Doe admitted to his representative that he didn't assault her, and that her lawyer pushed her to go ahead with the false story for a big payout. If that's true, that's really messed up. It would mean the lawyer was complicit in trying to extort Jay-Z. But the attorney, Tony Buzbee, is denying that. On March 3rd, 2025, he told people that the new suit has no legal merit and that Jane Doe stands by her claims. He also says that the quotes attributed to Jane Doe in Jay-Z's suit are made up, meaning they spoke to someone else. So, it's a classic case of conflicting stories, and that's an unexpected detail. Whose side are we supposed to believe? Now, Jay-Z is seeking damages, including actual and punitive amounts, and he claims he lost $20 million in contracts due to these false accusations. $20 million, that's like what? The GDP of a small country or something? For most of us, that's unfathomable. But for Jay-Z, it's a significant hit. Also, the emotional toll must be huge, especially with his family involved. Imagine being a parent and having to explain to your kids why there are such serious accusations against you, especially when they're false. That must be heart-wrenching. Now, from a legal standpoint, this is fascinating. Malicious prosecution cases are tricky because you have to prove that the original suit was brought without any reasonable basis and with the intent to harm. That's a high bar to clear. But if Jay-Z can show that Jane Doe admitted the accusations were false, that would go a long way in proving his case. However, I'm sure the defense will argue that any such admission was coerced or misinterpreted. This is going to be a battle of he said, she said, with lawyers on both sides fighting tooth and nail. As for the attorney, Tony Buzbee, if he's found to have known the accusations were false and still pursued the case, he could face serious professional and legal consequences. So, there's a lot on the line for everyone involved. Now, stepping back, this case raises important questions about the credibility of sexual assault accusations, especially when they're against high-profile figures. On one hand, we need to support victims and encourage them to come forward. On the other hand, false accusations can ruin lives and make it harder for real victims to be believed. It's a delicate balance, and cases like this don't make it any easier. I just hope that the truth comes out, and justice is served appropriately. Before I wrap this up, I want to know what you think. Do you believe Jay-Z's countersuit has merit, or do you think there's more to the story? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for tuning in to News with a Punch. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more episodes.